darling. It's Jennifer from the Patio. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I know I did. It was very productive. So today I am making this side flip out with a side tuck and a little flip. And then inside this flip is going to be a pocket so that you can stick a journaling card in. The front on one side is going to have a pocket so that you can put some tall tags in. We're not necessarily going to make them this size, but we can. So what'll happen is this will be the page. It'll sit like this, and then it'll open like this, and then you'll be able to take your journaling card out. And then on the opposite page, it'll be like a little side tuck that's glued down, and then it'll give us room to put another journaling card. So that is what we're going to make today. So we are going to be using my Bubblegum Christmas kit because I'm continuing to make ephemera for it. So this is what we're going to be using today. Don't you think those colors look so good together? So anyway, we're going to be doing that. So here is what you're going to need. This, let me take all the goodies out. This needs to be 9 in width by 6 in height. So it'll be 9 by 6. So you need to cut your paper to 9 by 6. And then whatever you want it to look like on the front, you know. So this one is double-sided. So this is going to be the outside. And so we're going to decide, as far as a 9 by 6, it's going to be 1.5, which is going to be flipped over so that you can see a portion of it. And then the other side will be, so let me see where 9 is on here. So if I have 9 here, and then it'll be 2 inches. And then this will be 2 inches. This will be 1.5 inches from this side. 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's just cut the end off, and then whatever we have at the end, that's just what we're going to get. So I am going to cut 2 inches off of this because this is 11, so I need it to be 9. So we'll just cut 2 inches off this on the end. And then we want it to be 6 high. Let me see if it'll fit in here. Get in there. So I really don't want all that black area. So I think I'm going to chop from this side. And then I need to chop from that. So let me just cut this bottom portion off, and then we'll see where we are as far as 6. Because this is 6. And yes, my Christmas tree will be in there. Perfect. And I kind of like this piece, so I'm definitely going to keep that so we can do something different with that. Okay, so now I have my 9 by 6, and so I'm going to get out my scoreboard, and we're going to score it because this is actually going to be like this, and so this part's going to fold over. So this is going to be a 1/2 inch here, and then this is going to be 2 inches. So I'm going to put it upside down, and this is going to be 1.5. So we'll score on the right hand, turn it upside down, score 1.5, and then it's 9, so we're going to score on the 7. So it'll be 2 inches on this side. And that'll give us a good little portion of that. So this is going to fold this way, and then this one is going to be our pocket on that way. So this will be the flip that goes around the page like this. And then this will be like this. And then it'll flip open, and then this will be the part that we stick a card in. Okay? Pretty simple. So now we just have to decorate and embellish. So first off, I want to get these edges down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish that. Same as on this side. And then I'm going to round those corners. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just use the middle one, so that it's not too rounded, but it's not, you know, squared. I don't want it to be squared. Okay. So there is that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to glue this side down so it becomes a pocket. So I'm going to just give it a little bit, of this nice Victorian velvet. This is what I'm using. This is Victorian velvet. So I'm just going to go around the edges real quick, just to get rid of that white. And just give it a little bit of pink. But since I'm going to glue it down, I want to go ahead and do that now. Okay. There we go. So let's do that. We will glue this side down. Just on the sides. Now when we glue it to our page, we're going to glue, we'll glue down on this side, but right now we're just going to make us a nice little side pocket. And hopefully I don't have all my glue. Look at that, I just squished it all out. That's okay. I'm going to hold this for just a second, and then I'll clean that up. Okay, let's just burnish that down. Get that nice and stuck down. Okay, so there is that. Our base is all nice and ready to go. So now we need to put a pocket here, and we also need to make our cards for the inside. I really like this, and I know that there's a pocket here, but I really want to put this somewhere. And that actually doesn't look bad, but I said we were going to put a pocket on it, so let's just put something like this. It's going to cover up a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. So I actually have a smaller piece, so maybe I can just do that. And yeah, that's about right. So let's go ahead and decorate that. Let's cut the top, and let's use one of my edge punches. And I kind of like this one. It's the same one that I used for this. So let's just punch that out. I'm going to center that in here, in between. And then I'm going to move it over. And then I'm going to move it over this way. And see if they all came out right, and they did. So that worked out good. Sometimes if you don't get them all lined up, they just don't look good. Okay, do I want to keep the straight edges? I think I do. But let me go ahead and ink the top, just to get that all nice and purty. So I hope you had a good weekend. What's been going on? Anything exciting? Is it hot where you are? You know I'm in Texas, so you know it's hot. Everything's big and hot here in Texas, so hello. It's kind of a weird hot, you know? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it is a weird kind of hot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So we're going to glue on the sides, the bottom, and then the other side. And I'm going to try to keep it a thin bead of glue, but this is Lineco, and it tends to come out just a little bit heavy unless I'm just really, really gentle. Let me see what I got. Yeah, it's on there. I couldn't see it there for a second. I'm just, you know, just making ephemera and getting ready for putting this journal together. But you can definitely craft along with me. And I appreciate those that are coming on and just, you know, you can make the whatever I'm making, you know, make with your own paper, your scrapbook paper, your digitals, whatever. And I'll give you the measurements. So, so let's look at this. This is a pocket that is 4. And I'm going to say that it's like 4 1/4, 4 by 2 1/4. But I cut the top off. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of extra stuff right there. Okay. So there is this. And so now we need to make a card for the inside. And that is going to be this one. And it looks like I can probably make it a little bit bigger. So let me see what this is. This is 5 by 5. So I think we can do 5 1/2 by 5. Okay, 5 1/2 by 5. So let's look and see what I have to fit inside of this card. 5 1/2 by 5. Here's another one of those. I just really love this, but let's do some, let's see what this is. I guess that is exactly 5 1/2. So if I cut it, let me see if it'll fit. Yes, perfect. So let's do 5 on this one. It looks like it's not even, so I will. Let's do 5 on this. Maybe a little bit less because I don't want it to stick out too much. Okay, let's see what this is. No, it was this way, but I'm going to have to cut the corners. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this on top of that card because I just love the black with this. Now, this is a Tim Holtz cutout. And I will link it down in the bottom description. But I'm gonna use this. So let me cut the corners off. So I'm gonna use my big corner rounder here. And then that way when I put this on here, it's gonna go in like this. And then I'm going to put this here. And I can always put something on the edge, like when you pull it out, so that there's something decorative on that edge. But I just really, and I can stick some little bitty tags and some little bitty goodies all in there. I like that idea. I do. Okay, so let me see what I have. I have this paper, which I think would be pretty. And we could put that on the edge. And I'm thinking that it needs to be 1 1/2 inches, which is exactly what that is. So when I shove it in, you won't be able to see it, but then when you pull it out, it'll be there. I kind of like that. Okay. So I need this to be 5 1/2 by 1 1/2. So let's cut the 5 1/2 part first. And I like this side. So it's going to be 5 1/2 tall by 1 1/2. Five and a half by 1 1/2. Okay, and I can save those pieces for something else. And so we're going to put this on the end. Did I not do it? Oh, I didn't do it tall enough. Well, guess what? I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. Maybe this isn't exactly 5 1/2. Nope, it isn't. That's why. Well, I'm going to cut it down a little bit because it's got to fit. We got to fit it. and then I will just redo the corners. That's how you fix stuff. Okay, so that goes like that, and then that is now, yes, 5.5. It's a little bigger than that, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. Okay, what side do I want? I want to cut that one off. Okay, so let's cut this. We're using the big. And so I'm just doing the edges, the outside, so that it'll fit like this. And if I have a little bit hanging over, I'll cut it off. Okay. So let me just ink this up just a little bit. And I don't think we need to put a notch in it or anything, because it's pretty obvious that there's a card in there, right? So we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to do the sides and then the bottom. Well, the side, the top and the bottom and the side. So I'm just going to go through here and try to get as close to the edge as I can with a thin bead of glue. Whoops, I just stuck my hand in it. Hello. And then turn it. Okay. And then make sure, nope, turn it this way. And then attach that at the top and attach it at the bottom. And look over here and see if I've got it right. And I do. I do. So I'm just going to push down, push that glue out. That's what ends up happening. You just push the glue out. Okay. That's going to look good. Okay. And then this will be here. I don't want to put it in the center. I kind of want it down. But it has that. I could round the edges, but I think that would look odd. And also, what I have in the die cut, it cuts the little, let me see if they're, I think they're in the bottom. Yeah, it die cuts these. So I'm going to do the pink because I think that's going to look good. So let's do that. Okay. So see, we can have a pocket, and then, oh, I made that a pocket. I didn't have to make that a pocket. That's kind of odd, isn't it? To have a pocket in a pocket. Well, how about if I just glue it down? I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking, oh, we're going to make a pocket. But we're not. So let me just glue this down. Let me just get right on the edge. And then just glue that down. That way it won't impede or anything. It'll be flat. Sorry about that. I don't know what I was thinking. Because I'm always making pockets, some place to put something else in. That's what we do, right? Okay, so yeah, that's better. And then this will go in like this. And you can still kind of see it a little bit, but that's good. I like it like that. Okay, so this is going to go here, and then this is going to go here, and then this is going to go here. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to put on that, but I'm sure I have a label of some sort. I do. Or I could just do, let me see, I have pink. Candy Coated Memories. Okay, I like that. And we'll put that in there. Okay. What else do we have? I've got buttons and, let me see what this one says. Sugar Plum Wishes and Peppermint Dreams. We're going to do that because this has peppermints on it. Yes, we are. Okay, so that looks good like that. Okay, I'll put that back. Let me go ahead and attach this to here. And I am going to use black ink for this. Just because, let me make sure that's my black ink. No, this is my black ink. This is black and that is not. Okay. So, if you have a label, you can put anything there. I'm just putting this label down because I'm working on my kit. I am working on my kit. Getting that all done. And then I think I'm going to use this pink on this just so it kind of makes it stand out a little bit. And that'll be good. Okay. So the hubby starts back at work tomorrow from his summer break. I will be missing him, but at the same time, I'm going to be, it's different because when he's home, I like to spend time with him. So now I've got to get back into my groove too. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to is fall. Already. I mean, I enjoy the heat. I don't have a problem. I mean, I went walking the other day at 12 noon and I went further than I normally do. And my face was red when I got back. But, I mean, I like the heat. But I do love the fall. Okay, and then I can put some really fun stuff up there. Okay, so this is going to go here. And so I'm just doing the bottom like this because I want some of these cards to go all the way to the bottom part. So I'm just going to do the sides and the bottom and then the other side. Make sure that sticks down. And then I'm just going to do about right here. And I think I'm going to pull it out so I can see it right here. Is that straight? Looks pretty straight to me. Kind of push up on it on the sides just so I can get some stuff down in there. Okay, that's cute. I like that. And even if I use this for this one, you know, for the side flip, I could do that too. But I kind of like it like that. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's see what else. So this is the side flip. Let's make some cute little, let's make some fun little tags to go in here. Let me get my tag shaker out. So we can do 1.5, 2.5, and 2. So let's see what I have. I've got this and this. Let's see what's on the bottom of these. And I could do, I was going to say pink, but I don't think that'll look good. And then I have some of these over here. So I could definitely do that. That would be pretty. Maybe I'll cut that as a 2.5 out. Let me see how big this is. So this is about 3. So if I do 2.5, it's going to fit right in there. So that's perfect. But I need a long one. So let's do this one as the 2.5 long one. Because I really like that the black in there. So let's see. I kind of want that to be down, just so you can see a little bit of it. So let's cut the bottom off. And then, Let's see how far. Come on, come on. There you go. How far that? Let me put that down so it doesn't all come down. Okay, I can cut a little bit off. I'm gonna, let's see. Let's see, I need a pencil. So let's bring it down to about right there. Okay, and then I need one that is shorter. So we'll do this. So let's make this one maybe 2 inches. And we need another one. I'm okay with that, with the music. That would be cute. We could do one like, let me cut this way. And then we'll make this 1 inch. This will be a tall one. No, 1 inch, 1.5. Ooh, good thing I didn't push it down yet. I was like, that was kind of skinny. Okay, 1.5. We'll put all the scraps over there. Okay, so let's get her out and let's just do this. So we'll get one. And then we'll put this one in. This is the 2 inch. And then we'll put this one in. This will be my 2.5. Okay. And you know I like to keep the little dots. We'll put those up in my dish. And then these can go in the trash. Let me see where we are. We are at 27. Okay, we're doing good. I'm not going to keep you too long today. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, here it is. I'm like, first of all, let's go ahead and do the, just with a small one, so when I try to put them in, they don't go, I don't like that. And it'll go in a little bit smoother. This one, look, no, that's good. Okay, so let's just do a quick ink on these. And I got all of my brads out, but like I told you before, these big old holes, I'm gonna have to put some ribbon or some sari silk or something like that in there, because it's just gonna be too bulky. Plus, the brads just kind of slip out, and that's not good. So, let's see what this is going to look like, and see if we need to have some more put in there. Okay, so we have the big one. We'll put that one down in there. Get in there. You were fine. Well, it's going to go because I'm going to make it. No, they do go. It's just that you just have to get them in there. Okay, there's that one. And then there's this one, and it doesn't have to be, you know. And then there's this one. There. That'll look good. Okay, so there's that. That is ready to go. So that'll sit in there like this. And then now what we need to do is we need to put something in here. And you know, I had this little, and I like it. And I kind of want to put it right here. And I think I am. Okay, so let me do it like that. And then this one, because that's not quite, let me do this. Not that it has to be like, exactly. but I can kind of do this one at an angle. And then that way it'll kind of match that. And I kind of like it frayed, but let's just see what it's going to do. I don't know. I think I cut it too short. Let's do it differently. Okay. I'm gonna do it just like this. So this is gonna go like that. So it'll go like that. And then this will come down. And then this is going to be just cut just like that. Let's see what that looks like. I think that'll be better. Yeah. I think this needs to be cut off. Okay, let me put that up. I went on a vacation to Fredericksburg in Texas, and they have this cute little shop, and they have all these remnants. And so I just bought a whole bunch of little spools, and for like $1.98 and whatever. And they were just, and I've had them for a while. And so I pulled them out, and I'm like, I've got to start putting things out so that I can see them and I can use them. Because if it's not out, I probably won't use it, right? So I started putting more stuff on my desk, which can get, you know, a little too much, but it is better to have things out and to use them than for them to be up in the cabinet not being used, right? I mean, we buy it to use it and we have good intentions, but I am going to do different kind of journal for fall. But it's just a really eclectic kind of just using everything I have. And of course I'm using Fabri-Tac on this because it is material. Let me pull that up so it's not hanging down, yeah. And I like it. It just adds a little bit of something to it. And then I also have some beads, so I think I might put some pretty beads on there. Okay, let me put that up. So let's make some tags for this. Let's see what I got. So, and I think I'm okay with a couple of solid ones too. So this is, I think I told you that it was 4. Yeah, so we need to make our tags 3 3/4. And I have a piece right here that is just blank, but it's green on this side. So I think I'm going to use this, and then this can be the writing space on the back of the tag. So I need to make it 3 1/4, and I like to go all the way up, so let's do 5 1/4. 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to do it on this edge. So 3 1/4 wide by 5 1/4 high. And I really like that little, black thing on the bottom. Okay. And that, oop, it looks like it's a little big, so we're going to have to cut it. I said 3 1/4 because it was 4, but I guess we're going to have to do 3 1/2. Can you see me? I'm going to have to do 3 1/2. Okay. Because that glue just spreads. Yeah, that's much better. And that way it'll kind of keep it in there. Okay, so there's that. The black's going to be on the bottom. And then I'm going to cut it with this punch. And then it's like a tab punch. So that way I don't have to get, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so there's that one. I kind of want like a skinny one that's rounded. So let me see. It's the same, but yet it's not. So I think I'm going to use this one because then that way it'll just kind of, I just want a skinny one. So I'm going to cut just a little bit off of it. Let me see how big it is. I'm going to do it at 2. I'm just going to do it like a 2-inch skinny tag. There, yeah. And I like it tall like that. So we are going to watch the Littles today. All my grandbabies. So I'm excited about that. We get to see them for a couple of hours every Sunday. So I like that. You're going to see, this is Monday. You're seeing this on Monday, but I am filming on Sunday. So I'm excited about that. But just makes for a fun weekend. And then I went out to dinner last night with my youngest daughter, who is going to be having a baby in September. So I'm very excited about that. So we took them out to dinner last night with my other granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. And so we've had just a fun family weekend, and I have enjoyed it. So I'm just going to take off the little sharp edges on the bottom. Yeah, and it just goes in better. And then I'm going to just, and you know me, I don't have to just put a whole lot of stuff on these. I know a lot of people like that, and I think that in some instances that is really good. But for me, especially like in this, I'm just kind of going for a little bit of a simple, you know, I don't necessarily have to decorate, especially since I have this in here. Okay, so this is going to be attached on the other side. So we need something to go in right here. So how about something like that? Yes. Or we could put something like this. But I'd have to cut it just enough to avoid the tree, which means I'd have to come out, and it wouldn't come out as much as I'd like. Or we could do a card with that on there. But that's not going to give me, I kind of like this. Oh, and then it has yellow lines on the back. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to, this is 6, so we'll do 5.5. And I'm going to do 5 again. So 5.5 tall by 5. So we're just making another card. So 5.5 by 5. Ooh, I kind of like this side better. I'm going to do this side. Okay. So this we're going to cut at 5. I think I'm not in frame half the time. Okay, so there's that, and I love all that. So we're going to do this at 5.5. And see, that makes for a really pretty card. See, when you just start cutting stuff up, it's like, oh, that looks good. And it has the pink in that. That's going to be a nice little card. Okay, and I'm going to do the big punch on this, on the corners. And then I have that on the back for writing. That's gonna be good. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pink all the way around it, because we just need a little bit of pink in our lives. Even on this side we do. Okay. So your cards are basically 5.5 tall by 5 in width. So when you're making your cards for this little folio, that's how you're going to make them. And so it's just going to fit in just like that. So, and then this will be glued down, and then I'll have this card with the writing space. And then on the other side, this is going to flip open, and this is actually where a lot of the bulk is going to be. So it'll be like this, and then you'll have your tags on one side. You'll open it up. You'll have your little tags. This will pull out, and then you can write on the back. So that's perfect. I still think it's a little weird that you see that, but I'm okay with that. Okay with that. Okay, so that is it. That is it. The only thing I really want to do before I let you go is, I think I'm going to put, oh, that's pretty. This isn't the right green, but I really like those. I want to put, maybe I should do the black. Candy Coated Memories. Didn't we put one on the inside? Yes, Sugar Plum Wishes and Peppermint Dreams. I like that. And then I have this one. And I would like to put it, maybe, I had a piece of pink over here. Here you are. Just a solid pink color to kind of match that inside. And then we'll put that right there with some twine or something on it. Okay, how about that? How about that? Okay, I need my black. I'm going to do my black soot. Pretty sure this is black soot. It's the one I always use, so. And I think that other one was walnut stain. So they're the three colors I use the most. Vintage Photo, Walnut Stain, Black Soot, and then right now I'm using that Victoria Velvet. So, okay, I'm going to put it down here. So let's just make a little backing here. And then when I put it out, or put it, we'll do like a little border. Just a little border. I don't need it to be. I don't need a lot. I just need a little border. Just a little bit. Okay, okay, okay. And then let me just cut this off. And then cut this off. Darn near perfect. Was that down too far for you? Okay, yeah, that's going to look good. Okay, and so let's see. What do I want to put? I just have all kinds of little stuff in here. I'm looking. Oh, I see something. I don't know. I have this too. Let me just make some loops maybe. Just to kind of stick out. So when I put this down, you can kind of see them. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I just want a loop there. And a loop here. And then that will just go on top. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Let me see how I want to do this. Let's do it like that. And then we'll make one bigger than the other. And then we'll have those kind of sticking out at the bottom. and I want those to be loose. However, I do want to have maybe something else sticking up. There we go. I have some cheesecloth. Let me get my other one out. Let's see. Here's a white one, because we use that in something else too. And I'm okay with that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick that down because I just kind of want to add something a little bit more. Let me put that back in there too, just to have that sticking out like that. Okay, so let's lift it up, and then let's just put a big old little something something right here. A little something something. And then let me just stick this down just like that. And then that's going to go up there. Okay, that'll stick that down. And then this, I'm going to stick down. First, I've got to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Stick that down. Stay. Okay, it gets all over my fingers. And then I have a hard time. That's why I love these things. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some of this. Like that. And I'm gonna do like, I think I'm gonna stick it like this. Could have turned it over, but maybe I'll just do that so that you can still see that. Okay. Did I get glue on that? Okay, and then this I'm going to have to just put Fabri-Tac on the whole thing. And then I'm going to put this down like this. Just something to stick out. I like it. There. Okay. There. That looks good. And yes, it's going to be bulky, but that's what a journal is. Okay, so that looks really good. I'm very pleased with that. So that is our project for today. Let me wipe this off. I love that. I love to do that, to clean these off. But then it gets all over your finger. I don't know why. It's just satisfying. It's like cleaning the end of your glue thing off or whatever. And let me put... oh, there she is. I'm like, where is that? Let me put this back in. And let me tell you, thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fabulous Monday. I'll see you Wednesday for Wanderlust Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. And as always, remember, you only know what you know till you know something different. Bye-bye.